Hi friends, in this video we're going to discuss about top 30 interview questions asked on Selenium site. This is Venkata Krishna from Chris Software Solutions. Let me enter into the video. The first question they're going to ask in the interview is why we need to go for automation. What are the advantages with automation? Why every project nowadays moving to the automation side? So because of the manual testing, more resources are required, no reusability, no repeatability, no accuracy. And every time you want to test it on manual testing, you need to perform again and again. It is a time consuming and there may be a chance of missing the bugs also with manual testing. So that is the reason we need to go for automation testing. It is fast and less number of resources are required, and accuracy will be there, repeatability, reusability. In the long span of time, budget also gets reduced to the client. If you are using your automation scripts n number of times, then automatically long span of time budget also gets reduced to the client. So that is the reason we need to go for automation testing for any project. What is ROI? What is return on investment? See, the client asked us to do the automation testing. You worked on 5-6 months to automate all your manual test cases. Okay, you may get a doubt here. In those 5-6 months, we can do manual testing, same thing again and again, but why we need benefited to the client? See, 5-6 months you automated the manual test cases and you automated the same test scripts. You can use n number of times. Every regression testing, every integration testing, you can execute same scripts again and again. In the long span of time, budget gets, finally the time gets saved to the client. If time is saving means automatically budget is saved to the client. So time saved to the client is a return on investment to the client. In the 5-6 regression cycles or 10 regression cycles, automatically the budget gets saved to the client. That is nothing but ROI. Next one. How many types of XPath do you know? Which one use regularly? So there are relative and absolute XPaths are there. XPaths absolute means you need to write from parent to child. From right topmost parent to last child, you need to write each and every navigation you need to write into the XPath. That is a absolute. In the middle some element get changes, then automatically your XPath may not work. So absolute is not at all recommended. Relative XPath means you are targeting the right element. You are targeting the particular element which you are looking to automate. So that is nothing but relative. So single slash you are using means that is a absolute, and double slash you are using means it is a direct child or indirect child. You need to use the double slash in relative XPath. See, below are the some of the XPath syntaxes I have given here. Let me go by one. The first one, tag name. If you know tag name, if you know attribute and value, then you need to write a XPath like this way. Double slash we are using since it is a relative. Similarly, some of the elements are having same tag name, same attribute value, then you can use the index also. Or you want to use couple of attributes to identify the element, then you can write like this here, third one. Or you want to use either of the attribute you want to use, so then you can write here either this one or this one, both any one matches, then it will identify. Or you want to use both the attributes, then you can use AND operator. You want to identify the child, but child is not having any unique properties, then you can write the parent XPath, and single slash is for the direct child, or double slash is for either direct or indirect child. Or for example, some attribute value is there which starts with this constant is there, after that the value is changing keep on in runtime. Still you want to identify that particular element, then you can use starts with. Or some value in the attribute value is constant, remaining everything is changing, then you can use the contains operator. Okay, so similarly this is very important, reverse traversing. So child attribute or child element you want to identify, but which is not identifying uniquely, then you need to use the you need to identify one of the sibling, but you need to identify other sibling. In that case, you can identify the sibling first and then traverse to the parent by using dot dot slash, and then come back to the another sibling which you are targeting. So that how the reverse traversing will be works for us. Or you want to identify by using text like this way you can write it, or you want to identify last function also, last element it is going to identify. So these are all the various XPaths which you required to identify any element in your application. With these syntaxes, you can identify any element in your application. Fine. How to close active browser and close all browsers? You want to close the active browser, you need to use driver.close, or you want to close all the browsers opened by your Selenium, then you can use the driver.quit. The simple difference is driver.close will close only the active browser. Driver.quit will close all the browsers opened by your script. Next, sixth one, how to get entered text from text box. You want to read the text from text box. Very simple, get attribute method will be there. By using this method, you can read not only the value, you can read any attribute, any value you can get it by using get attribute method. Seventh one, how to get the link text. You want to get the link text from the any link, then you can use, so get text method will be there. By using get text method, you can read the text of the link. Okay. How to get all values in drop down. You want to read all the values from the drop down. Very simple. There is a select class will be there. You need to provide your locator to the select class, and by using select class, you are going to get the select object here. By using that, by using get options method, you are going to read all the options into it, and items dot size, you are going to get the size of how many number of elements are there in the drop down. And by using for loop, you can get each and every value from the drop down. Like this, how we can write to get all the values from the drop down and all. Similarly, radio group is there. You want to select one of the option in radio group. This is also similar. Find elements I am using here to read all the radios into a list. Radios dot size is going to give you the total number of how many elements are there in that radio group. And by using this syntax, you can select any element in that radio group. Next, very important interview question, how to read the data from the web table. So how to get the row count, how to get the column count, how to get each cell data. So very simple. Here also I am using find elements. At the end, this is a table, tbody, tr. Tr means table row, td means table data. And by using this syntax, you are going to store all the rows into a list, and rows dot size will give you the rows size, rows count. And similarly, column count, by using td, you are going to get a column count. And you are writing a for loop here. For one is for rows, one is for columns. Each row it is going to loop it, and it is going to display you all the data. This is the dynamic XPath which we have written here. We are parameterizing here row and columns. So by using these syntaxes, you can get the table data, web table data and all. Similarly, you can see here 11th one, what is synchronization? What is the use of synchronization in the automation? Without synchronization, we cannot write the scripts, because we don't know application is going to, when it is going to take 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, we don't know. Based on the application speed, we need to, in our script also, we need to configure, and we need to wait over there until that element is loaded. Otherwise, our script will get failed. So that is the reason we can use implicitly wait or explicit wait or fluent waits we can use. The first one is the implicit wait. Constantly for each and every element, it is going to wait 2 minutes, because I have given time unit dot minutes. 2 minutes it is going to wait until loading of the particular element. Similarly, you want to wait for particular element whether it is loaded or not. Here also expected conditions will have so many methods are there. So by using those all methods explicitly, you can wait for particular element. This 100 is default, it is a seconds. You can give n number of seconds over here. Okay, so by using these two, maximum number of times you can manage your scripts. And the next one is a fluent wait, whereas fluent wait is something like you need to wait 5 seconds. Each 5 seconds you need to check for your particular element, or you want to ignore any exceptions, then you need to go for the fluent wait and all. The next one is how to work with frames. Frames also very important. You can able to see in your HTML whether the element is there inside of the frame or not, or how to go inside of the frame, or nested frames, or how to come out from the frame, or how to come out from all the frames to the default. So these are all methods I have given here. The first one is switch to the particular frame here. You can switch to this particular frame and you can perform whatever the element you want, or you want to switch to other frame inside of this frame, again you need to write like this. And you want to come out from one frame to its parent frame, then you can use parent frame method. Or you want to come out from all the frames, then you can use default content method. By using like this way, the frames concept will work for us. So to switch to the frame, driver.switch to frame, you can use it, or you want to move to your parent frame, or you want to come out from all the frames. Okay, so this is also important interview question. And very much important interview question also here is how to get the screenshot of your driver. So very simple, you are converting your driver into a text screenshot related, get screenshot as output type.file, and you need to copy the screenshot into where you want to copy. You need to provide the path of the image here. So it will copy your image into a particular path whatever you have provided here. And how to maximize the browser? Very simple, driver.manage.window.maximize you can use to maximize your browser. And how to work with alerts? Alerts, how we can work is, alert means it is going to stop your execution until unless you click on OK or cancel button on it. So in order to accept the alert, you can use accept. To dismiss, it means click on cancel button, you can use dismiss. To get the text from the alert, you can use get text. Sometimes what will happen is there is a text fields also may be there, you need to enter the data, but there is no direct method to enter the data into a alert. You can use the send keys here, and you can use, if two text fields are there, first you can enter the data here and then tab and then you enter the data into second text field. Okay, because there is no direct mechanism to identify the text fields or buttons, links in the alerts. So next one is also very simple. If there is number of drop down values are there, you want to select one, then you can use like this way. So these are all the very important ones asked in the interview and all. Next, very simple, how to work with multiple windows. You want to work with multiple windows. So your application is opening multiple windows to you. You want to navigate between these all windows. Then this is how you can work with. Driver.window handle will give you the first one or parent one. Driver.get window handles will give you all the windows opened by your script. By using this, you can navigate between one window to other window and all. How will you navigate back in the browser, or you want to navigate to other URL with the same driver session? With the same driver session you want to navigate to other URL, then you can use driver.navigate to method. By using this, you can navigate to other URL, whatever the URL you want to target. How you will delete the cookies? For deleting the cookies, there is a direct method, driver.manage.delete all cookies. By using this, you can delete all your cookies. Similarly, you want to traverse or navigate back, forward, refresh. All our direct methods are there. Driver.navigate back, driver.navigate forward, driver.navigate refresh. By using these methods, you can perform. And you want to scroll down. By using scroll down, there is no direct method. We need to use the JavaScript. So JavaScript we can use to scroll down from top to bottom or left to right. So this is the syntax. Whereas you are giving here x coordinate as 0, y is 200, it means top to bottom it is going to. Or if you will give x something and y 0, then it means that left to right it is going to move. Okay. So like this syntax we need to use. How will you work with actions to move to particular element? Very simple. You need to create a actions class object to move from one element to the other element. Mouse actions you can perform, or click and hold, or drag and drop. All these you can perform by using actions class. So you need to create a actions object here, and by using this object, so you are going to perform move to element, which element you want to move, and build or perform each and every operation you need to provide at the ending. So by using this syntax, you can move to the particular element. The next one is how to traverse or navigate to the sub elements or inner sub elements, inner sub menus and all. This is also very simple. You need to create a actions object, move to element, pause. Pause means it will wait 3 seconds, and again sub menu you are moving, and then pause for 3 seconds, and then you are moving to the inner sub menu. Click operation you are performing here, and build or perform you need to use. Very simple. By using this you can navigate to the inner sub elements, and you can perform the click operations on it. How do you perform the drag and drop operations using actions class? Very simple. There is a direct method. You need to have the elements, which element you want to drag and where to drop. So drag and drop direct method is there. By using this you can move this particular element, and this is where it is going to drop. Similarly, how do you perform the click and hold operations? So here also actions object you need to create, and direct method is click and hold. So it is going to hold this particular element and move to here, and then release this hold, and build or perform you are going to use. Okay, so like this way you can perform the click and hold operation. Next, how to read and write the data from the Excel. Here you need to use the Apache POI libraries, OOXML, and so some of the libraries you need here. Those all libraries, either you can put it into a pom.xml, or you can download those jars and you can attach it in your build path. So, and then there is a XSSF workbook, HSSF workbook to differentiate the XLSX and XLS. So by using those libraries you can create a Excel object, Excel workbook, Excel sheet, and you want to perform any operations on those sheets and all, you can use the Apache POI libraries for that. Next, how to read the properties file. See, all usually in our frameworks and all, environment related data we are going to put it into a properties files. So most of the environments related data we're going to put it into a properties files. So you need to create a file input stream object, and properties you are creating. You need to load your file input stream, and by using this syntax, whatever the key you want to read, you can read all the keys from the properties files. So usually in real time we are using to maintain the environment related data into a properties files. How to upload a file in Selenium? Two ways we can do that: by using AutoIT or by using Robot. AutoIT means it is a third-party application to identify the Windows related elements. You need to write a script and generate a exe file on top of it. That exe you are running from the Java. From the Java you are invoking that exe file. This is one way. And second way is copy your path into a clipboard by using get system clipboard method, and by using robot keys you can using control V to paste that, and by using enter key to enter over there on the Windows pop-up. Okay, so like this way, these are all the two methods we can use to upload a file. And how will you connect it to the database? Very important interview question. Each and every interview they should ask you this question: how to connect to the database. See, so many databases we are having. SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, MyBase, Sybase, and so many databases are there. Only the difference part here is driver is going to change from one database to other database. Here Oracle I am trying to connect. Oracle driver I need to provide. If some other database you need to provide that related database driver. And here you are providing the host related information with the username and password you need to provide. And then you need to create a connection statement and execute your query. The result will be stored into a record set. By using iterators, you are going to read all your data from the record set. Like this, how it is going to work, how to connect to the database. Similarly, how will you perform headless execution? You don't want to open your browser, still you want to execute your scripts. Then you can go with the HTML unit driver. By using this, you can execute the headless execution. But the challenge here is you cannot get the screenshots. Which one is failing, which one is passing, you cannot identify. That is the reason rarely we will use HTML unit driver. Depends on your requirement, you can use it. The last very important interview questions is, this question is how to move your browser from one place to other, or you want to increase the size of your browser. So these all operations we can perform by using a point and dimensions we can use. So by using this you can set the position and you can set the size of it. These are all the topmost 30 interview questions. Any interview they are going to ask you. So I try to cover most of the questions related to the Selenium, but still I left with TestNG, Maven, Jenkins, Git, Java, frameworks, Appium. I will try to cover related these interview questions also and make you available to you soon. Okay. So thank you so much watching this video. If you like this video and the content in it, please subscribe to our channel and like us, encourage us. Thank you.